Hi guys, got a weekend recording coming up. Sorry it's a little bit later this week, been struggling to fit it in, but we've got some time now. So we're going to work on, have your different blocks and cushions ready today, something to stretch your legs as well. Going to mainly be doing mat work, bit of glute work, and then we'll work through some upper body stuff as well. So let's start with our feet together. Just gently with the toes touching and let the toes spread out onto the floor. And just take a second to let the feet relax. Think about what the floor feels like under your toes and under your feet. And just see if you can really give your feet up to the floor. Just let them fully relax. So once the feet are feeling nice and soft, keep the weight even between the heels, the toes, the left side and the right side, just to find your center, and then gradually follow the line up from your ankles, through your knees, through your hips, through your ribs, up through your shoulders, and then coming up through the back of your head. Gradually lengthening through the spine, and then we'll focus on the breathing through the side and back of your rib cage. So just taking a second to think about the whole spine lengthening, just being aware of how your body feels today, whether there's any areas of tension, maybe that we're holding without realising, and using the out breath just to let everything release, let everything relax. So wide through your collarbones, and then start to think about letting your arms go heavy. So we'll let our elbows go heavy, dropping away from our shoulders. Probably let your shoulders go heavy and drop away from your ears first of all, then your elbows heavy away from your shoulders, and then your hands, your wrists, your fingers going heavy and dropping away from your elbows. So on the out breath, following the relaxation down your legs, and then coming back to those feet again, checking the toes are nice and soft, and then we'll bring your toes out and your heels out to face the middle. So from here, we're going to press your arms backwards, coming back to the middle, glide your shoulders up, and then back down. Press back to the middle, glide up and down. Press back to the middle, glide up and down. So starting off to wake up through those shoulders. Imagine you've got a book balanced on top of your head while you're doing this one. Gliding up and down, press back to the middle, glide up and down. Two more, 1 and 2. Okay, so from here we're going to soften the knees slightly, keeping them second or third toe, and we're going to come into our side bend. So you can gently take your right hand down your side, slide your left hand up, and we're looking up towards your middle finger. Both shoulders relax down away from your shoulders. And then slowly coming down and repeat towards the other side. So left shoulder going heavy, arm going heavy, looking up towards your middle finger. And repeat. So coming up to the left. And then one more to the right. So from here, you're going to turn your head and neck gently, looking down away, and then circle across 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Back up and out 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then change sides. So looking up towards the middle finger. Gently look down and away just to move through your neck. Circle across. 1, 2, 3. Back up and out. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to the other side again. So it's stretching up. At the top here, just let the shoulders drop down away from your fingers. Let that left arm go heavy as well. Nose coming down away and circle across. 1, 2, 3. Back up and out. 1, 2, 3. And repeat once more. So look down and away, pause, shoulders down away from the ears, circle across, 2, 3, back up and out, 1, 2, 3, and then slowly coming back up to the middle. Good. Okay, so we're going to go for an upper back warm up here. So we're going to roll the shoulders backwards, stretch the fingertips away, and then gently rolling down, chin coming down towards your chest. Holding that position for breath in. And then on the way out, you're going to reach your hands forward, lifting up through the chest, nose up towards your middle fingers, breathing at the top, and then breathing out to bring your arms back round. Okay, circle the shoulders backwards again, stretch fingers down, nodding your nose down towards your chest, breathing in to hold, and then breathing out to gradually lift up. Breathing in at the top, breathe out, circle. So repeat this one in your own time. So come back to the bottom, you're going to roll your shoulders back. Okay, breathe out, stretch down. Just need to check something. On your next out breath, lift up. Cow, bring Tiki. Really quick. Okay, coming back up. Got a little surprise for you for your next one. Roll the shoulders backwards. I forgot where I am now. So you're going to roll down, breathe in to prepare. And then breathe out to curl back up. Look, I've got a new puppy. Sorry to interrupt the warm up. Just thought I'd show you. Tiki, you going to say hello? This is our new lockdown edition. Here we go. Back to the class. I finally gave in and we got a dog. So I could hear in the garden. So sorry to interrupt the recording. One more. We're going to roll the shoulders backwards. Gradually chin down towards your chest. Breathing in to hold. And then breathe out to lift up. I can concentrate now. I couldn't concentrate before because I could hear him playing outside. Breathing in at the top. And then breathing out to circle round and come back to the middle. Good. Okay, right. So moving on to the lower legs. So get yourself set. And we're just going to do some easy knee bends first of all. So soften the knees. And then straighten the knees, tighten through your glutes at the top, pressing your hands back. And then soften the knees, stretch your hands out, press back. So really easy, just moving through the ankles, pull through the top of your head, squeeze your glutes at the top. And then we're going to add in some ankle movements. So on your next one, you're going to raise your left heel and then come back up. And then your right heel and then come back up. And then both heels and then come back up. So again, left and right and both and back. We go left and right and both and back up, left, down, right, down, both and back up. One more. On the both one, we're going to hold this one if you can. So hold, should be on tiptoes at the moment. If that's sore on your toes, just place your heels down, but if you can hold it there, then good. And we're going to do 5 reaches through the arms here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Coming back, press the heels down, squeeze your glutes at the top. Good. Okay, so you're going to go feet slightly wide and hip width apart, toes pointed out now for the side reaches, so knees coming out, second or third toe, squeeze your glutes on the way up. On the way out, we're going to reach really wide, side bend to the left, reach, circle, back up tall. So coming out wide and over, reach, circle, back up tall. Off we go. So reach and over, side bend, back up tall, reach and over, side bend, back up tall. Good, let's do a few to either side then. So try and work on a really smooth movement now, so nice and flowing. Keep your heels down, make sure your heel's down, especially when we go to the side here. That heel should be down. Okay, one more to either side. Over and reach. Coming back up. And again, go over and reach. And then coming back up. Good. Okay, definitely getting a bit warmer now. So, feet hip width apart. Let's challenge our balance then. Let's go for a running man variation. So we're going to lift up your right hand and your left knee. So start with the arms. Oh, my balance is not going to be good today. I can feel it already. So arms in about 90 degrees. Pull one arm back. And then we're going to switch legs. So we'll start off nice and slow. Keep that book balanced on your head. Okay, that's good. Okay, and then we're going to speed up. You might just have to do this with me falling over. Okay, let's see how we go. We're going to go for 10 quick ones. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm not sure how quick they were, but I didn't fall over, so that's good. Let's change sides. So weight onto your left leg, right leg up. So again, if it's easier, so just shake from the side. I'll do this one from the side actually, which probably won't help me. Pull the elbow back, so we're keeping up tall. Okay, so I've got to look forward for this one. So we're going to go slowly first of all, as you switch your arms and legs. So you're trying to keep your pelvis neutral, so rather than kind of arching too much through the lower back, we're going to try and keep here and keep up tall. So where am I? There we go. Okay, and then when we do the quick ones, it's going to be even harder. There'll be a little bit of, maybe a little bit of rocking and rolling, but you can try and keep up as tall as you can. And actually, if you're just keeping your balance on the quicker ones, you're doing well. So, 3, and then we're into the quick ones. 2, 1, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to face front. Very good. Okay, roll downs. So let's go for, just keep half an hour at a time. I'm going to go for, let's go for 2 roll downs today, because we've already done the upper back one. So, Velcro back against the wall, breathing into prepare. Breathing out, rolling chin down towards chest, coming down through your upper back, and then towards your middle back, one level at a time and down through the lower back. And then gently holding the position at the bottom. Slowly breathing through the side and back of your rib cage, and we do the small arm circles and then reverse them. And then on your next out breath at the bottom, we're going to slowly roll your pelvis back underneath, restack the vertebrae one level at a time, up tall through the top of your head. We go palms facing the front, gently stretch the arms back, and then lift your breastbone up towards the sky, breathing in at the top. As you breathe out, let your shoulders drop down away from your ears. On your next out breath, just relax the toes again, relaxing the legs. Okay, and then roll down number 3 in your own time. And we're slowly going to take it down towards the mat as you're comfortable, adding the arm circles at the bottom. and reverse them. And then you can hold it there as you're comfortable. In your own time, when you're ready, you can take it down onto the mat for the floor work today. I'm just going to grab a drink quickly, you might want to too. And we'll start on your back actually, with your small head cushion. And the first movement we're going to do is hundreds. And keep the band handy to stretch the legs as well. So just head cushion in place, so not under your neck, just under the back of your head. We get ourselves lined up first of all. We're going to turn your toes out and then bring your heels out. Stretch your fingertips down towards your toes, nod your nose down, soften your ribs, and then find the neutral position for your pelvis. Sorry, just putting some extra heating on because it's freezing in here this morning. So pelvis neutral, soften the ribs, fingers are stretched down towards the toes. So hands just hovered about a centimetre off the floor, and we're going to do that small pulsing movement. With the movement here, remember, try and keep your wrists straight so they're not flapping around. They're straight. Your elbows are straight as well, so we're not doing elbow bends. The movement's coming from your shoulders. We're keeping the collarbones wide through the front, so your shoulder blades behind are just gently sat back onto the mat. And again, just bringing the nose down towards your chest a little, keeping soft through the ribs, as if you're patting a small puddle of water underneath your hands. So you're not touching the floor, we're just above the floor. Okay, let's tie in with breathing. So focusing back on the basics with your breathing here through the side and back of the rib cage. You're going to breathe in for 5 movements. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me start that again because I got my rhythm wrong on that one. So 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's keep that going. And then for a variation, let's turn our palms upwards. So still trying to keep the arms long, fingers stretched out, wide through the front of the chest. And then we're going to go palms facing inwards. So we're just coming in towards your hips now and then back out. Again, a small pulsing movement. Check the shoulders aren't gliding up towards the ears, so you're going to keep them stretched away. Hands stretched towards your toes. Okay, so let's go back to palms down again. And we're going to work on a couple of different variations. If you're working a bit harder today, you're going to go take that into double tabletop. Knees glued together, feet glued together, 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knees. If you want to work on an intermediate level, you're going to just bring one leg into tabletop. And again, if you're working at that level, 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out, and then change legs to the other leg, okay? If you're in double tabletop, we're going to hold this position here. So you're going to work on a little bit of endurance. Okay, it's a variation if you're in double tabletop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're adding a dynamic hamstring stretch. So we're going to take it out. 3, 4, 5. Down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Change legs. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Change legs. 4, 5. Down. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, down, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it shouldn't be too much harder in terms of the weight's pretty close to our centre still. Our legs aren't stretching away, but you're getting a stretch at the back of the hamstring whilst you're working your arms. Okay, if you get tired from this position, come back to one leg down. And actually in the one leg position, you can add in the leg stretch there as well if you want to. Let's go palms up. Okay, so you can either keep with the hamstring stretch, or we can lengthen the lever a little bit now. I'm going to stretch out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5. So very slow leg reaches. These we're going out at 45 degrees. 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5. So slow reaches, working a little bit through our lower tummy. Shoulders probably getting a little bit tired now, so final one, we're going to have our palms facing inwards. If your hands are getting too tired, just give them a rest and just work on the leg movement. You might find your arms are vibrating for the rest of the day. So reach in and then coming back. Reach in and then coming back. Okay, let's do the last 4. So we go 1, 2, 3. Last one. 4. My shoulders are burning now. Okay, one leg down at a time. Let those arms drop. Good. Okay, hug one knee in towards your tummy. Stretch one leg away. And then change sides. There's quite a lot of banging outside. I think you've got a squirrel on the roof. He's going to teach the dog to chase it away. I think the squirrel will be bigger than the dog at the moment there. Okay, change legs. And change legs once more. Okay, good. So let's do set for our upper abs. So we're going to some crunchies from here, hands either behind the head or down by the waist. Going to breathe in to prepare, shoulders away from the ears, wide through your collarbones. Breathing in to prepare, breathe out, curling forward, aiming your ribs towards your pelvis, and then breathing in to come back down. So breathe out, ribs are going towards the pelvis, keeping that imaginary apple between your chin and your chest. So exhale to come up, inhale to come back down. Exhale and inhale. We're going to do 10 of these. So I think we're halfway. So let's count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then come back down. Good. Straight into your obliques. So getting your right hand behind your head, left hand down by your waist, and then curling across on a diagonal. This left hand's reaching towards your heels and then coming back. So let's repeat. So curling up and across, and then in to come back down. So reaching up and across, in to come back down. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, reach in, keeping that apple between your chin and your chest. So last 5, really work on the movement through your ribs. And you're feeling your upper tummy, your obliques work in. 3, 2 more, 2, 1. And then repeating to the other side. Breathing to prepare, breathing out to curl up and across. Breathe in to come back down. And repeat. 3, 4. Okay, so halfway. 5, 6, 7, last 3, Last 2. One more. Okay, good. Okay, so let's do one more set of those, but we're going to go either same position if you want to work the same, or variation is one leg up at a time as you do your crunchies, or if you're feeling strong today, we're going to go both legs tabletop. Again, let's glue your knees and your ankles together, toes pointed. So 10, curling up and back down. You can have your hands again by here if you've got good neck control and your neck doesn't get too tired with these ones. Again, my neck always used to get tired with these ones before I did sort of more Pilates. Just a case of just working gently on the control so that your neck muscles get used to the weight of your head. But you don't want it to be painful. When your neck starts getting heavy, basically your small postural muscles in your neck have packed up, they've fatigued, and then your big muscles of your neck, the movement muscles, start to try and support the weight of your neck, and then that's when it starts to feel a bit sore. Obviously, if you've got neck problems, then again, you don't want to stir anything up either, so support if you need to. Okay, last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then from here we're going to go straight into obliques, and we're going to do, if you want to stay in double tabletop, we're going to go across from one side and to the other side. And as a final challenge for those, if you want to work a bit harder, we're going to have one leg out. So we're coming into bicycle crunchies, which are killers. 3, I might have to stop these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that'll do. Hug your knees into your chest. Stretch one leg away. I think we got flighty there actually. It should be 10 to either side. Oh well. That was a short ab session. It's woken everything up. We're moving on to the glutes in a bit. So, right knee to your chest, left leg stretched away. I'll make a mental note. We'll do a couple more sets in the next video. Okay, right. So, come over onto your side. We're going to go small head cushion, starting off with our clams. See what we're up to. Good. We've got lots of time. So from here, so I just pull my t-shirt down. We're going to go heels, bum, head and shoulders back in a straight line, keeping the hips over. Find neutral, and then soften the ribs from here, stretching the arm back as you're comfortable. So hips are allowed to be slightly over, remember, and again your top hip can be stretched away to give you that little gap under your waist. Your hands can either be on the floor or on your hip, or slightly turned so you can feel the side of your bum, which is where we're lifting from. So first 10, going to breathe in to prepare, breathing out to lift up, breathing in to come back down. 2, 3, so controlled on the way up, controlled on the way down. 1/2. 6, 7. I'm trying to stretch out a little bit more through my upper body, controlling the ribs. Okay, clam level 2, we're going to lift both heels up. Again, once I'm here, there's a tendency to collapse through the middle, so I'm just going to reset by pushing my hips that way, checking I'm in neutral, controlling the ribs. And then next 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last 3, 2, 1, Good work. Let's go clam level 3 as well. So this one, we pull toes back, slide the top leg so the foot's sitting behind the knee, and then just letting the knee come down. Remember, for those of you who are very bendy for knees on the floor, you might actually want to hover it, and then again, we'll find neutral for your pelvis. And then from here, hand on the floor or on your hip, we're going to turn out and in. Okay, halfway. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. Okay, good. So side leg lifts. Let's go for 10 side leg lifts first of all. So reaching long, reaching away from you, and then come back down. If you want to, you can point your toes and then pull your toes back on the way down. Okay, keep long through the top of your hip here, so we keep that gap under your waist as you reach. I'm keeping my toes pulled back just because my calves get so tight with my running. Okay, good. So top leg hovered. This one, the toes will be pointed, and we're going to do our triangle. So we're going to let the leg float forward. We're going to pull it back up on a diagonal behind you. Again, this one really connecting between your ribs and your pelvis as you pull the leg back, and then lower. So as I lower my heels almost slightly behind my my bottom leg. So toes pointed, straight line as you draw. Again, the curve in your back should stay the same here. We're not rounding. As you pull up and back, again, we're trying not to arch the back. So a connection between your ribs and your pelvis. So the back doesn't arch anymore. We're keeping the core engaged, and then we'll lower. So do these nice and slow. Don't worry how far the leg goes forward. More working on pulling it back up and out, and then slowly lowering. Reach, and then back up, and back down. Reach, slowly back up, and then lower. Okay, let's go for 2 more. Starting to burn a bit now, starting to feel my glutes getting tired. 1. Okay, 1 more. Really working that control around your middle. 2, back down, good. Okay, mini break before your glutes get into cramp. Okay, so we're going to do the staggered leg lifts. So you might want your hands on the floor if you've not done these for a little while. Reaching away through the top leg, lifting the other leg up, and then slowly down. So top leg, bottom leg, and then down. Again, really keeping that gap under your waist. So we're stretching the legs away and not collapsing through your middle. If you can't quite do this one without collapsing through your middle, then just do the leg, just do the 1 leg lift, okay? I think most of you are okay, or just do the very first small bit where you just hover and then back up. And to be honest, I'm quite sore through my glutes now. They've worked hard. Got to do this on the other side. Okay, if you feel that you can challenge your balance with your hands on your hip, then you can do so. But if you're too wobbly there, then just have 1 finger or 2 fingers, 3 if you need. And that's what you're going to work on to gradually, until you can hover off the floor. Okay, let's do 2 more. 1, getting wobbly now. 2, and down. Good. Okay, let's give the glutes a stretch. So onto your back. The leg that we've just been working, you're going to cross over the knee and let that unwind. Yeah, can feel that right around my bum. then let's take that into a deeper glute stretch as well. If you want to add in your hamstring stretch, feel free. Okay, coming back down. If you haven't had your hip replaced, then you can just slight variation, bring your knee across your here as well. And we're going to gently hug the knee towards the opposite shoulder as well. If you have had your hip replaced, then either just work on a gentle, just bringing your knee towards your chest rather than the rotation. So just a gentle squeeze that way. That'll stretch the outside of your glutes. Oh, that feels good. Okay, let's give the other one a brief stretch before we tire it out. So just let the hip open up into your glute stretch and your hamstring stretch. Coming back down, you can bring that knee across you. Or again, if you find that a bit too much, just bring it into your chest without crossing the foot over the knee. Okay, so onto your other side then. Just check in. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so onto our other side, we're going to repeat that sequence. So you get yourselves lined up first of all. So feet, bum, head and shoulders back in a straight line. Soften down through the ribs. Find neutral with your pelvis. Okay, and then we're going to lengthen the hip away. Give yourself that slight gap underneath your waist. So breathing in to prepare, breathing out. First 10, lifting up. Breathing in to come back down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale to come back down. Remember, keep the hips over. So if the hips are over, we're going to work through our glutes. If you let yourself roll back, it's going to be the hip flexors working. We're trying to target the glutes in this position. 6, 7. Feel easy at the moment. Going to start burning soon. 9, 10. Okay, so level 2. Hover the heels and then just check that you're controlled around your middle as we lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last 3, 8, 9, one more, 10, good. Okay, heels down, stretch the legs out, pull the toes back towards you. Okay, hips over, going to slide my underneath foot by my knee and then letting the knee drop. Remember, if you're super bendy, then just let the knee hover, find neutral. You can have my hand on my hip here. You might want your hand on the floor, see how you go. Breathing out to lift outwards, breathing in on the way down. So exhale and inhale. 4, 5, so you've got 5 left. Okay, 3 left. 2 and 1. Okay, good. Okay, so you've got side leg lifts. So again, remember on this one, if you look down, you should just about see your toes. if you can see your knees, your legs are probably too far in front of you. So just keeping everything back, trying to get that long line again through your upper body, soften through the ribs, pull your toes back towards you. If you need stability, have your hands on the floor. Gonna almost lengthen the top leg away to keep that gap underneath your waist. And then we're going for the side leg lifts first of all. So 10 straight leg lifts on here. If you want to add in the ankle variation, you can point your toes and then pull your toes back. Halfway. 3, 2, 1. Okay, then we got the reach and the diagonal. So reaching forward, diagonal on the way up and back, and then lower. Remember, your heel should just be behind your front leg. So really working on that connection between your ribs and your pelvis, trying to keep as stable as possible so there's no movement through your lower back. But we want the movement just to be coming around the hip. But to do that, I have to work really hard around my middle and there, and I'm still moving a little bit, trying to get all the movement through the hip. So point and pull back up, and then down, and we're trying to keep that gap underneath your waist as well. So you might want to monitor that for the next couple. Float the leg forward, pull back up and down. Again, one bit wobbly on this one, so you might want your hand on the floor, which might allow you just to focus a little bit more on what the hip's doing. A lot going on this one. Now, completely lost count. I reckon we've got 3 left. So let's go 1, judging by the amount my left glute is burning. 2 and 3. And down. Good. Okay, mini break. And then we got the staggered leg lift. So first couple, we're going to reach and hover. Remember, it doesn't matter how high you go. Key aim is that you keep the gap under your waist the same. So working out where your balance is, which is as much kind of just relaxing with your upper body and even your ribs here, getting your balance through your upper body so that your lower body can move. A bit wobbly on this one. Okay, so 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and back down. Good. Okay, right. Onto your back. Let's stretch out that glute again. So just unwind first of all into that position. You can tell I've not done those for a while. Okay, back into deeper glute stretch, and then straightening out the other leg. I think I might stay here for the next 10 minutes. Okay, coming back down. Bring your left knee towards the opposite shoulder. And then let's change sides. So let's do one more on the right side. So let the leg open up first of all. Into second version of glute stretch. slowly down, and then bring the knee across. Remember, if that feels a bit challenging, then just bring the knee in towards your chest without crossing your foot over the knee. And if you've got your band handy, let's go into a hamstring stretch there as well. So let's have a good stretch out. So band around your left foot first of all, pulling the toes back. Okay, taking the knee to where you're comfortable. Holding in that position, chance to let your upper body relax. And then if that's okay, you can then straighten away your other leg. So I think a few videos ago I said my New Year's resolution was to work on my hamstrings. I have been stretching them every day. I think the running seems to be offsetting it, so I think I'm going to have to do some more. Going to have to stretch even more during February. Okay, let's change sides. And then take the other leg away. And then coming back to the middle. Okay, good. So, just want to see how much time we've got left, so I can work out exactly how much we can do. Okay, let's go for, we're going to do a little bit of upper body work, aren't we? So, let's go over onto our hands and knees to start off with. And we're going to start off just by working on our middle position here. So we're going to go for a cat stretch. You're going to tuck your bum in and gradually follow the wave all the way up through your back, coming up through your shoulder blades, and then aiming your chin down towards your chest. And then we're going to release at your pelvis again. So imagine a wave coming in through your lower back as you gently release through your pelvis, sticking your bum out, and follow the wave coming up through your back, up through your shoulder blades, up through your head. And then again, wave starts down at your pelvis, so tuck your bum in, gradually coming up through your back one level at a time. Chin down towards your chest at the top. And then stick your bum out, gradually follow that wave all the way up through to the top of your head. And now come back just to find the middle position. So in the middle position here, you're going to shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and then pull them down away from your waist. Just do a few of those first of all, just to get yourself focused. So check your head's not forward, bringing your head back in line with your spine. So your shoulders coming up towards your ears, down away from your ears. Next one, we're going to hold it with them down away from your ears, and we're going to just let the chest drop slightly so the shoulder blades, so my head's not dropping, only in that it's in line with my chest and my chest is dropping. And I'm going to push through my chest to separate my shoulder blades. So my shoulder blades are coming around the chest wall. So just let the ribs and the chest drop, and then back up to. So when we lay on our back and do the arm reaches, where you're stretching your arms up towards the ceiling and then back down, it's the same movement really, it's just the opposite in terms of, instead of your arms sliding around the rib cage, your rib cage is now sliding around your shoulder blades, if that makes sense. Keep going with that one, I'll just demonstrate. So the one on your back is here, and we're stretching the arms up and then coming back down, so my shoulder blades are gliding around the ribs, and then coming back. Exactly the same movement we're doing here, apart from it's the chest that's moving on the shoulder blades. Okay, next one we're going to push up at the top and hold that position. Shoulders still down away from your ears. And then from here we're going to start with an arm reach, so reaching forwards. Now if your shoulder's a little bit dodgy, then just find the middle, we're just going to bend your elbow to 90 degrees. Working more on the stance arm, that you're pushing up through the stance arm, keeping the shoulder down away from your ear. Again, I'll show you on this side because it's easy to see. So shoulder down away from your ear, and then if the chest is dropped, you're pushing longer through that arm, okay? Keeping your head and your spine still. So either 90 degrees or an arm reach. Slowly down, set if you need to, stretch away. So thinking of a really long open posture, from the back of your head all the way down to your tailbone, shoulders down away from your ears, pushing the chest away from the mat. So really keeping strong and long in this position. And think about the stance arm, really pushing through that stance arm as you reach. Okay, 2 more on either side. 1, 2, 1 and 2. Okay, come back into your shell stretch. Aiming your head down. And if you're okay there, bring your right hand to the right side and that left hand on top. And then left to the left, right hand on top. Slowly breathing down through the side and back of your ribs. Okay, so coming back up to here, we're going to work on the knee hover. So your toes are going to come back underneath you. Check the knees are out hip width apart. And breathing into prepare as you breathe out, pushing long through the arms and just hover the knees just an inch off the floor, trying to keep the spine in its middle position, shoulders down, chest pushed away, breathing in at the top to hold, and then breathing out to come back down. Okay, so set, control those. So the other bit here, the bit I always really have to work on is pulling my ribs in to keep the pelvis straight. So breathing in, breathe out to hover, breathe in to hold, breathe out to come back down. Okay, set the shoulder blades if you need to, bring the head back up, breathe in to prepare, breathe out to hover, breathe in to hold, breathe out to come back down. I'm sliding back and bring my feet in a fraction. Okay, let's go again. If you're feeling strong here, you can hold it for a few breaths in and out at the top of the movement, just really straighten through those elbows. So we're going to work more on our static posture here for a little bit, just to really work on that middle position. I feel I'm having to work quite hard through my shoulders on this one. Okay, do one more of this variation and then give you an extra challenge if you want to work on it, okay? So knees are hovered, breathing at the top, breathing out to come back down. Okay, so variation is coming out into your full plank position. So for that one, you bring your hands forward a fraction. If you found the other one challenging, stay at the other level. So you're going to hover, extending out into your full plank. Again, ribs, straighten the knees, tuck your bum in. Really working hard to bring the shoulders down away from your ears and pushing up through the chest. And it's time to straighten the knees again and pull the ribs in. I'm shaking. In fact, I'm vibrating through my whole body here. Okay, folding the knees back in, coming back and back down. Good. Okay, set again. So, pushing up. Okay, straighten the knees, bringing the hips in. Okay, breathe in for a breath or two at the top. Folding back in and coming back down. Okay, one more. So hover, extend. Okay, it's the last one. Folding back in and then come back down. Good. Give your wrists and your elbows a little bit of a shake. Just keeping half an eye on the time because my daughter has a violin lesson that she needs the laptop for. So I want to make sure I don't do one of my overrunning by 10-minute lessons today. So long through the back of the head, down through your tailbone. We will go for the thread needle on this one. So nose following your middle finger and then lifting up and out through your chest as you go. So these are all feeling quite heavy today. I've been doing more weight training, but obviously working slightly different muscles to the body weight Pilates ones. That's my phone going, that's my wife saying, have you finished yet? Because Daisy's got her violin lesson. Let's decline it and hope I don't get in trouble. Okay, last one. And then we're going to change sides. Okay, so threading through underneath, lifting up, lifting the chest, and then coming back through. Breathing out on the way up, breathing in on the way down. Okay, two more. 1 and 2. Okay, good. I feel like I've had a good workout there. Hopefully you do too. So back into your shell stretch. Let's do the variation actually to finish with this one. Elbows together, wrists together, and then just gently sitting back. So stretching through the middle of your shoulder blades. Okay, and then we're going to come back up into standing with a downward dog. So gradually pushing through the arms, letting the heels sink down, soften one knee, straighten and soften the other, and then gradually walk your heels in towards your hands to where you're comfortable today. So my phone going again. And then gradually roll yourself back up into standing with a reverse roll up. Okay, so coming back to face the front. I'm going to finish it there if that's okay, so I don't get in trouble with the rest of the family. Hope you enjoyed the workout. I'm off to a Zoom violin lesson. I'll try and get a bit more organised and try and do a live one, give you some advance notice and do a live one next week if I can. Although best laid plans at the moment. Let's see how it goes. Good. So I'm definitely feeling nicely worked out there, and I will see you next week.